All right. Welcome to Sideboard MTG. My name's Eric, and we're going to be playing Sultai Scapeshift tonight. Last night we played the Bant version that took down Denver with by the hands of LSV. I'll get this out one way or another, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for stopping by and joining me tonight. And if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching the replay. We're going to jump into a quick deck tech. I'm basically just going to talk about what's different from this deck versus the Bant version of the deck, and see if we can kind of maybe understand why we're going into the Sultai version, and if there's any reason to maybe make a four-color version of the two that could maybe combine the strengths, or do we lose too much of the weaknesses? So we're gonna talk about that a little bit tonight. Don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and let's get started here. One of the first major pieces that's new to the deck is Paradise Druid. We don't see a Boreal Grazer in this deck, which we did in the Bant version. Instead, here we have Paradise Druid. We still see the growth spirals. It's pretty important to the strategy. We also have Elvish Rejuvenator, which is a card that came over from the other deck as well. I mean, you're able to get your Field of the Field of the Dead off the top a lot of times with this. Also, Grow from the Ashes and Circuitous Root in the same number: 4 Circuitous Root and 2 Grow from the Ashes, along with 4 copies of Scapeshift, which is kind of the backbone of the deck, right? Well, I guess Field of the Dead would be the backbone of the deck because it can win a lot of times without Scapeshift. So Vraska's a new card here, being able to deal with like Teferis and being able to deal with any 3 or less converted mana cost permanent. That's pretty sweet. And then if you can get it ticking up, you might just win the game from an Elvish Rejuvenator. It can happen. Massacre Girl here is a new addition, and if you've already made a couple zombies, the chances of this not like just destroying everything is pretty slim, because like you're just going to start triggering off of your zombies once you kill the first thing. So you do need something like a Paradise Druid if you're trying to jump up to your opponent's like 3 power guys and things, along with a zombie to really get started. But after the zombies start dying, Massacre Girl can pretty much sweep the board by itself. It's pretty cool. We've also got Casualties of War. Now, this was a big one that I was kind of like, really? I understand that Casualties of War is in the deck. I think that's pretty interesting because it's going on the same Field of Ruin strategy that we've seen in the LSV deck. And that's just to destroy your opponent's lands. But this allows you to destroy lands and other things. You're not going to be cycling Casualties of War like you would a Field of the Dead with Crucible of Worlds. But maybe that's an option to add to this package. So I'm definitely going to keep my eye out tonight while we're playing, and I have been in my test games where this actually hasn't been a major performer. Casualties of War has not actually impressed me a lot. The deck just didn't seem to need it in most cases. But all in all, the card is extremely powerful, and you can cast it very, very early. Voracious Hydra. Now, this was one that overperformed. Every time I cast this card, I'm loving Voracious Hydra. Seriously, making this thing fight when you've got ramp, you've got a lot of ways to make this really big, really quick, making it fight, then just having a good trample body left behind to get aggressive with. It's been really good. Not to mention, we have the Hydroid Karasis, which is another big Hydra that has trample. This one has flying, and same thing, just being able to throw down a big body has been really important. But the draw power and the life gain is nothing to laugh at in this deck. Speaking of life gain, this deck's got a little bit of a different play on the lands. If you look at the Bant deck or the LSV deck, either one, the LSV's version was a little bit different than some of the versions. But I like where LSV went with his mana base. He did stretch it really thin to get the absolute most out of his mana base, and in doing so, he put in some life gain lands, and he put in a few other utility lands like Blast Zone. In my testing, I really missed those those blast zones. I wanted to be able to go find those and be able to destroy things, especially against cards like Feather, where sometimes you just want to destroy all the 2-drops. It can be really, really powerful. And then again, maybe you want to destroy Feather, but, Blast Zone's really good. So I think that one of the things I am going to look at is if we can spare some room in the mana base. And I think we can here with, 3 forests and the 2 islands and the 2 swamps. I think we can get a little bit more out of this mana base. And I'm going to be looking to put in a Blast Zone and a Field of Ruin. Now, when we look over to the sideboard, we see some differences. And Ashiok's the big one. This is the mirror breaker, ladies and gentlemen. When you're trying to find cards, when your opponent's big plan is to Scapeshift and go search their library, if you have an Ashiok on the battlefield, spells and abilities your opponents control can't cause their controller to search their library. They cannot go search their library. Meanwhile, you can continue to go off, and the first person to get off a Scapeshift in that matchup normally wins. So other big ones that we have access to, Veil of Summer, which the other deck has access to Veil of Summer. We're running Aether Gust along with a few copies of Negate. Now, we see Dovin's Veto in the other version of the deck, but Negate is what we're going to have to play since we don't have access to white. And we're going to rely on those Veil of Summers a little bit harder than we would in the other deck because we don't have access to Teferi to allow our Scapeshift to just guarantee to go off. This does allow us to, play it on a specific turn because it's really, really cheap. So, we are just going to have to rely on our Veil of Summers a little bit more to make sure our combo goes off, but once it does, we should be able to win most control-type matchups. After that, we get access to some kill spells here with black. Cast Down, really, really good. There's some matchups where you may or may not want Cast Down. Again, talking about Feather, everyone knows that's one of my favorite decks for this season. Scapeshift quickly becoming one of my other favorite decks. This deck is really, really powerful in the versions that I've played, and I've played a few different versions. This will be the 3rd one I've done now, and it's really powerful in all the versions. I'm a little bit torn about Legion's Landing, and I think that maybe Unmoored Ego ends up in the deck at some point, but we get to exile target creature and opponent controls with converted mana cost 2 or less, and all other creatures that player controls with the same name as that creature. Then they reveal their hand, and we exile all the creatures they name from their hand and their graveyard. We do not get to search their library and pull them out of their library, but we do get rid of all of their let's say Growth Chamber Guardians, and this is perfect for a Growth Chamber Guardian deck. Next here we've got Noxious Grasp. This card's great against Teferi, need I say more, but it's also really good against the green decks that are throwing down really big green creatures. Agent of Treachery, I was a little bit mixed on this one. I haven't really brought it in yet, but I can see stealing someone else's Teferi, or there's a number of really good creatures you might want to be able to get a hold of. And then Finale of Eternity. This deck may actually cast it for 10. Just hardcore may just do it. That being said, it would be a win con in itself. Early game though, you get to sweep the board of a bunch of small dudes. I would definitely bring this in against a lot of decks being played right now. Everything from red deck, mono white, even the ramp decks with a bunch of Land of War Elves and Paradise Druids and things like that. Because it is toughness. You can cast this for 3 mana and kill a bunch of a couple Land of Wars and a Paradise Druid if it's been tapped. So there's a lot of utility in Finale of Eternity, and I actually expect this to become played a little bit more in sideboards moving forward. The one thing I did notice about the deck was there was no disruption as far as hand disruption goes. No Thought Erasures, no Duress in the side, none of that, and the deck definitely has access to it. So that kind of makes me think a little bit, but we're gonna play it. In my test games, it's played kind of forward and backwards. I win one, I lose one, I win one, I lose one. So I haven't made much progression on the ranked, but all in all, it's a pretty good deck. We're hoping for some good wins here. Unmoored Ego is so much more proactive, hits fields before they even hit play. Absolutely. Are there Thought Erasures in the main? There are none. There are not. No thought erasers in the deck. No disruption whatsoever. We're basically going for our combo here. Like, and the combo is simply get a Field of the Dead on the battlefield and then play the rest of the deck. Just the ramp itself, like you don't need Scapeshift. Once you start getting Field of the Deads, like I have to keep this hand. This hand's lovely. Like we get down to Paradise Druid on 2, and then depending on our draws, I mean we may not be able to play the circuitous route on 3, but this is still not that bad. I'm going to keep that because that does allow me to play circuitous route on 3. Or route. Go that way. Are we against dinos? It's Jun, whatever it is. I love Paradise Druid because, like, until you use it, you're guaranteed that if it's on the battlefield, you're going to get to use it at least once. And that's pretty sweet. Man, I wish this would fight target Planeswalker. Alright, so if we go land, circuitous route that way. Doesn't help that. I mean, I need more green, right? And I'm going to need more black. I hate that I have double island. Like, that's so horrible. Although next turn, I do get to go Field of the Dead. And that'll be 5, and then I can get Swamp and yeah, I play Field of the Dead. Nice Nissa, dude. Yeah, Field of the Dead, Swamp, Forest, and make 2 zombies. If I play it the other way around. And now we can just ramp into anything, right? Like anything we want, we can start playing. We do have to pass here, though. So we can choose this as a creature and then destroy land. I think I'm just going to start casting these. Just see how good that is. Can I cast it? I can't even cast it yet. I don't even have the... Maybe I do. Let's see. I've got 1, 2, 3 black sources. 1, 2... Okay, with the Paradise Druid, we can cast it. Jun Walkers? Possibly. Like, just some Jun Nissa deck. I mean, we're at 16 life. He needs to be able to, like, kill me right now. Or he needs to be able to kill my Field of the Dead. Like, right now. Assassin's Trophy. That's pretty good. Fine. Just get another black source. Wouldn't mind another green. We're still going to get rid of Nissa here, though. I was going to say, is he really going to swing with that? Now that we have our other black source, we can cast this without Paradise Druid. So if he's got other spells he wants to cast, okay. Oh, look at that. Isn't that cool? Isn't that so cool? Alright, so we want to go target creature. Let's go with that. Now we got to go target land. We'll hit the forest. And then hit Nissa anyway. Voracious Hydra for 1, put an extra counter on it. Nah. I think we can wait. And if he fights, we're still at 16 life, right? You think you leave Nissa? I almost thought about leaving Nissa just so that we can make another, but I was like, I'm only going to kill 2 creatures, and he's already got 2 lands, so that's enough. So I can already maximize, you know, the casualties here. So that's why I went this route. I thought this was 3 and 3. I don't know why I was thinking it was 3 and 3. Read the card. Again, I'm going to hit the forest. And then we'll hit Domri. And then we'll cast Circuitous Route. And make some zombies. This is why he plays this card. This is just broken. Like, that's mean. Oh, to be able to cast that. It's just mean. Meanwhile, we'll go get a couple more lands out of our deck. Oh, he's got a Field of Ruin. Fine, opponent. He didn't scoop. He didn't scoop. I still have basics to go get. I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna draw another card here. Sure. I guess we put the Paradise Druid down. I mean, at least it can become a beer. And then I'm going for the Gusto here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, we have a lethal attacker on the battlefield. Oh my god, they just can't let us have fun. Right? Did he play it and scoop? He played it and scoop. He's like, I had a Phoenix. Alright, so we probably want Aether Gust. That's probably a thing, right? So let's say we want Aether Gust. Green or white creature. Do we want Noxious Grasp to kill green creatures? Do we want Legions in? Cast Down's probably big here, right? So let's go for removal. We'll go Cast Down, and I think the Finale will be good. Do we want Legions in? Maybe. Let's try it. Let's say this is a good matchup for it, right? And we'll take out, I guess, Elvish Rejuvenator. Maybe 1 Circuitous Route. Grasp hits his walkers too. Good point. Good point. Yeah, I brought in most of the removal. I mean, maybe Ashiok. I didn't see if he had like Growth Chamber Guardians and cards like that. Which I would have definitely brought in like Ashiok if I thought he had Growth Chamber Guardian. Plus his Field of Ruins that he clearly has multiple of. would and his Assassin's trophies and thing. Well, it wouldn't stop Assassin's trophies, yeah, because that's me searching. But Field of Ruin, I would be able to search and he wouldn't, so that would be okay. Um, I'm gonna hit my land drops. We have a Temple of Mystery. I think I'll keep. I mean, 5 land with a scry, and we can get into even more ramp really quickly. Yeah. Yeah, all this looks great. So, do I get the land down first? By playing Growth Spiral? Yeah, I think so. Neither one will. Yeah, okay. Wait a minute. We can play Plot of Harmony next time and still cast Circuitous Route. Either way, so I'll wait. We'll do it on his turn, and I'll play a Guild Gate. I mean, I'm not going to get the life off of Plaza of Harmony, so like I'm not going to be able to be greedy in my mana base here as much as I want to. I guess if I really wanted to do that, Temple should have been played turn 1. And then I would have been able to be a little greedier by playing the Simic Guildgate on turn 1. Or for that matter, I could have played the Golgari, I guess. Now I'm definitely going to go for it. Ooh, or do I? No, I go for it here. Because now next turn, might as well get the other guild gates. I should have gotten some things that I have duplicates of. Now next turn I play Field of the Dead and then Grow from the Ashes. Like Paradise Druid has, I just haven't had a chance to play it this game. Oh, here we go. I shouldn't have got the Golgari Guildgate. I butchered that. I could have made a zombie right there when this entered. Very nice opponent. Very nice. Well, we need to find Scapeshift now. Control was dead when Copter was legal and standard. Let's get more information before we attack with our Paradise Druids. I am going to attack that Vraska, but I am going to also play and sacrifice this Guildgate. Or I guess I sacrifice one of the cards I have doubles of. So the Golgari Guildgate. Alright, there we go. Do you think he has a sweeper? Okay, trees. I gotta be able to see here. I mean, we can still only get a few. Alright, so we can get 9. So with 9, that means I can get 3 Field of the Dead. Alright, so we'll get breeding pool. Definitely want to get the things that can't be searched up by other means. Like off of Scapeshift, you never want to get your basics or your gates, right? Because those cards are always reserved for your growth, your other spells, right? Like, so if you can leave those in your deck, you normally want to. You want to use those to search up by other means. Now, if my opponent starts destroying my things, I would also want to leave those in my deck, so that I can go search them up when he's Field of Ruining me, so that you know, you can get more off of it. Um, he could easily just have a sweeper here, though. Sure, Hydra on top seems good. He has to have a sweeper here, right? I don't think there's much control seeing competitive play. I think even Nexus of Fate's been pushed out of the meta right now, which is good. No problems here. But that doesn't mean Nexus of Fate's not still a top tier deck. And if you're not ready for it, or if you forget about it, and you take cards out of your deck that you should have in your deck to combat it, well, well, thanks for showing me what you actually are, opponent. I didn't know. It is John Dinos. We find out at the end. He gave us some information. Ooh, greenheads. Whatever. Oh no. Sorry, opponent. He was a John Dino deck. Um, I mean, controls kind of non-existent right now. I mean, it is what it is. Like, controls not really getting a lot of play right now. So, I mean, but there was an Esper control deck that popped up in like top 32. So I mean, it's still getting play, but I mean, how many people are playing it? I think most people are on more aggressive game plans. But then again, it's the beginning of the season. We're still not deep into the season yet, and the deeper into the season we get, the more solved the meta will become. And then as we're getting a more solidified meta, which is exactly what you guys are trying to do there in chat, we're trying to figure out what is the meta. You have these debates and arguments with your friends and such, and eventually you come to a conclusion that these are the decks that are most likely to be played, and then you can start picking your control spells to combat that particular meta. And then at that point, control can be good. Like, sometimes you just have to know what to control before you can really play a control deck. So I try to stay away from control in the first 2 to 3 weeks of a format, but usually around the first month or so, once that's settled, you pretty much know what you need, and you can kind of start putting control decks together. That's why Grixis control gets better towards the end of a set, because like more things are known. Shared summon. Search your library for up to 2 creature cards with different names. Reveal them, put them in your hand, then shuffle your library. So 5 mana, go get 2 creatures. Cerulean Drake. This card just shuts down Feather. So good. Like, oh, it's good. It's good. And then unsummon. There's another playable, right? We got our cat. Yay! Well, not that cat. That's not my cat. My cat doesn't have wings. We just got. Where's the other cat? This cat. Where's the kitty? Whatever. Select pet. They won't even let me turn him around. Magic. Alright, let's get back into some more best of 3 here. You're not impressed with Moo? Moo's an interesting card. It's actually a really powerful effect. We've seen it on Jace, like Architect of Thought, and I think it was even on another Jace, where either a target creature would get some effect like that, or all creatures would get like -1, -0. So, like we've seen that +1 in the past. It's just that she doesn't really have like a way to replace the card in hand. So once you play the card, you're not really replacing it. And even though if you can build a board state and you can protect her, then you can kind of do some great things from there. But uh, it has one piece of ramp that we can easily get to. I would hate to have to Scapeshift early. I'm gonna mulligan it. Yeah, I'll keep this. At least we got a draw spell. We can come in untapped with 2 cards. Alright, so I'll get rid of the Swamp. That's another searchable. We just go Temple of Mystery on 1, pay the life for the Breeding Pool on 2. I mean, I don't have to. I mean, technically, I could just... I drew the Swamp anyway. Alright, we're doing it. Do I want that? I mean, we're going to have a little bit of ramp going on here. I don't know if I want it versus... Yeah, I do want it. I want that. I thought this was blue-green. I thought it was Simic. And I don't like this deck versus Simic Flash. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Yeah? Well, I'll pay mine and pass back to you. I bet he Growth Spirals. Nope, Brineborn Cutthroat. So do we Growth Spiral on his... No, I'm going to Growth Spiral now. Play my tap land. So, does he counter just anything here? I assume, right? So the Hydra has to be at least a 3/3 to survive if he doesn't get a counter. Could just make the Hydra bigger, right? Alright, so let's go this route. See if it resolves. It's probably not going to resolve anyway. I mean, he could unsummon my Hydra. That would be pretty cool. Unsummon the Hydra? Tails in. Oh. Oh. Clever opponent. Clever. Clever. Alright, Sultai Flash. We're gonna hope that he allows us to grab a couple lands. I somehow doubt it. Unwind. Counter target. Wow! I am impressed. Counter target non-creature spell, untap up to 3 lands. That card is good. In this type of deck, oh, that card is... I don't know why I haven't played that. That is... I mean, we gain a life, maybe get a blocker. I could have paid 2 life and made a 4/4, but I don't actually expect it to stick anyway. Yeah, there's a Frilled Mystic, so it'd be 6. We're almost dead here. We need that zombie action. Does he let this resolve? He let it resolve. I think I get the extra zombie by sacking the Field of the Dead as well. Alright, so we have to get Simic Guildgate. We have to get Guild Gates this time. And we have to get a Field of the Dead. So Field of the Dead. And then there's a Golgari Guildgate. And then it doesn't matter. Like, here's where I would want other life gain lands, but we're going to take temples. We already picked a Plaza. And a Plaza of Harmony. This will buy us a little bit of life. And a lot of time. If he doesn't have a flyer. I mean, if he can flash in a flyer here, then I'm in trouble. Good night, Chris. Take care, sir. Scapeshift? Another Scapeshift on top? Okay. Yep. Nightpack Ambusher. Alright. He just passes. Assassin's Trophy. I'm going to decline and get my Scapeshift. And pray that it works. Yes! Alright, he scooped. Wow. Okay. So we definitely want Veil of Summer, right? Because we don't want to be countered. I think Cast Down's great in this matchup. Legion's End's probably good, and there's probably an argument for Noxious Grasp, but I don't think I need Noxious Grasp. Do we want Negate to try to force our combo through? I guess not. So higher converted mana cost spells are definitely out of the question, or at least less. Yeah, I'm less interested. I want some access to casualty. I guess Vraska's okay. I guess Circuitous. This one's more flexible, but it has less targets. I guess I just cut down on a little of everything here. And I'll take an Elvish Rejuvenator out, even though I might want the blocker. Like, I don't know exactly what to take out, so I'm just going to trim a little bit here. See, I thought about Legion's End to deal with Cutthroat. I mean, also, he's got to have other... Like, does this version of the deck run... I'm gonna keep. We can scry. Like, we can... It's okay. We'll scry. It's okay. It's okay. Is this LSV's list or a generic list? No, this is another top 16 list from the same tournament. So, I mean, it is a tested list. It's just, all right, I actually want some action here. It is a tested list, but it's not LSV's list. I ran LSV's list yesterday. You can check it out if you want. I'm drawing all of my. I guess I should play the Watery Grave if I'm going to play anything. Maybe I should have paid the life, right? So I could just kill the Brineborn right here. I think there's going to be other end of turns where he taps out, though, so I'm willing to risk it. All right, so I'm gonna to go for it here. This way we at least kill one of them. And we got a ramp spell, just guaranteed to have that off. So that's one step closer to getting our Field of the Dead online. And since we killed the bigger one, we stopped a little bit of extra damage. Oh, these double spells are going to be the end of me. Alright, so that's a guaranteed 2-2. We do need a 1-powered creature on the battlefield. He doesn't have the extra blue, though, so gotta keep playing lands we don't have. I guess I Massacre Girl anyway? Seems bad. But, I mean, she's a 4-4 and can stop us damage till next turn when we play Breeding Pool. Like, this part's bad right here. Like, just getting no value, but I think I have to play it. Yeah, that hurts. Bouncer. Obnixilus's Cruelty. Okay. Maybe there was just no value in playing her at all then? Yeah, next turn we can just play another Field of the Dead, and then each land starts making... Oh, so nice, opponent. But this doesn't stop it. This doesn't stop. He didn't counter an ability or a spell. He countered an ability. So we're still dead. Tails in. Opponent says no. Just countered one ability. Just one. Wow. I'm impressed. Okay. I guess I take out, like, Casualties and Vraska. Like, Vraska's good and all, but we need to just ramp as quickly as possible. Is this one of his decks? Do I think Field and Scapeshift will be in Modern? It's possible. I mean, Modern can ramp a lot harder, a lot quicker. I mean, they've got Valakut, though. So, Valakut's better, but Field's still pretty good. I don't doubt that it'll get some play at some point. I'm going to keep this hand. I like a Boreal Grazer in this deck. A Boreal Grazer just, it gives you the line to be so much faster. I do not believe this will be the... I'm going to do this while he's tapped out. Like, I'm not even going to give him a chance to... Also, he won't see that I'm land screwed here, so he won't know to counter cards, particular cards. Oh, he might not be able to counter. Okay. Alright, well, definitely going to Elvish Rejuvenator. He's going to know I don't have the mana now. I think I take the Scry land so I can look for a land. Sure. I mean, it's not the greatest land in the world because we don't get to grow from the ashes kicked, but okay. I mean, I could grow for one. Like, how do we make the most out of this hand, right? So... I won't be able to get a forest. Alright, hold on. So yeah, we do it like this. Grow for one. I mean, if he counters, then whatever. I think I want this land. And we're gonna get a blue source. Yeah, like we don't get to cast Growth Spiral here, but we still get to draw a card, which works. And then next turn it'll just be spent drawing cards. Unwind. I like that. I don't know why I didn't think about that card. This is like what, a Time Spiral or something like that. It was with Frantic Search and Snap. Snap was a cool card. Snap's like Unsummon, only it's 2 mana, but it untaps up to 2 lands. Yeah. So basically it's free. Ooh, that's not a bad draw. What do you got, opponent? Do we leave a land on top, right? Because land equals a zombie? Or do we leave that on top? I think that's enough to make me want to cast this for 3. I mean, if he wants to put a Brian Cutthroat in front of Elvish Rejuvenator, bring it on. Craw, craw. What? Whose personality? D&D nerds who absolutely love your Bag of Holding deck, though. Madness has created a Bag of Holding deck, everyone. He's posted it over on the Reddit. You should go over there and see if you like it, and if you do, give it an upvote. Alright, there we go, Madness. Shout out for your deck, dude. I hope it's awesome. I do. Bag of Holding. Yeah, every good fantasy novel needs, you know, that infinite space that you can put all your crap, just like D&D. I mean, you gotta have a place to put the loot, right? Like, anyway, we're gonna move on. Let's play one more here. Jack finally got an arena account. Nice. Well, we're gonna play one more and kind of talk about the deck a little bit. I think I'm hoping I get a matchup against another. Well, I mean, we have been seeing some higher tier decks. I mean, that Sultai deck has got a top 32 or something like that. So it's a very slow hand, very slow. No guarantee that I mulligan that. I could have sworn I clicked mulligan. It's also a very slow hand, but I'm going to keep it anyway. Bye bye, Island. I miss you. Alright, I like it. Alright, so that gives me reason to come in on 2 with Breeding Pool. And then we can cast Golgari, we can play the Golgari Guild Gate off of the Growth Spiral. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. I mean, we can keep mana open so he can think that we're a counter deck. Ooh, hero. Alright, well. Maybe I play Hydroid for 1? Or for 2? I think so. It's not exactly what I would love. I guess Swamp off the top. Swamp would have been great off the top. Alright. So how do we do this? I guess we do two mana spells and play the land. I mean, at least this has got a hexproof, and I can put it in front of the hero if we need be. There's Tiffery. We'll say no blocks here. So do I Hydroid Crash this or do I ramp? I guess I thin the deck. I mean, I know I've got another forest in hand, but if we find a Field of the Dead, then we're going to have the allotted number. I guess I could. I think I'm going to need to cast Hydroid for as much as possible here. Just get as many cards as we can from the draw. Right now we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Hydroid for 8, gain 4, draw 4. I mean, I know that he's got a Teferi, he can just bounce it, but can he stop that? Alright, so target creature, target land. Let's get this blue-black. Target planeswalker, target enchantment. Don't have counter for that. Just don't. You don't even want to run counter, opponent. Come on. Come on. You know you don't have an absorb. That is totally great. I will pass. No blocks. I take 2. Hydroid for 8. I mean, I assume if he had a counter, he would have used it on. So if he's got sweepers, we're going to need to see those. Hostage taker? Dude, you've got to sweep the board. You don't have time to hostage taker. He don't even know. He probably knows. He's about to find. I'm going to Scapeshift first. I want to get all of my. So we've got. All right, so let's get rid of 1, 2, 3. Should have made some mana. It's not really going to matter, is it? Like against control, I think he's just going to sweep the board. So we'll have. So we need to get 3 special lands or 3 named lands here. I guess we get. I don't need the life gain. So let's go temple. Temple. I don't need the plazas. We'll get breeding pool, field of the dead, field of the dead, field of. Oh, I shouldn't have got the one temple. I needed to go back and fix that. Yep. So we're not gonna get our triggers because I'm an idiot. No. I mean, we have all of our field of the deads though, so things get great from here. Fine, I'll fix it. We'll fix it. Just have to get 6 different things. I'll fix it. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did we mess it up again? Did I forget how to play Magic? Okay, we did not mess it up. All right. Stupid timer, making me try to do things fast. I'll blame it on the timer. That's what I'm supposed to do. These damn timers. I hate that it's running out on me though. I guess now it's not. It's just kind of jiggling. So has he got a sweeper? He has to have a sweeper? He has no sweeper. Alright. Yeah, well. I guess we want to be able to try to counter sweepers. Noxious Grasp for sure. Maybe even Finale? I guess Massacre Girl is actually going to be really good, right? Casualties is probably pretty good. So let's just take out Grow from the Ashes. Hydra fights so early though. Turn 3 you can fight a hero. Take out 1 casualty. And I guess a couple Elvish Rejuvenators. We'll go that route. Veil of Summer blocks Thought Erasure. It does. It does block Thought Erasure. Right, and you draw a card. It's fair. It's okay though. Our kitty has a little sparkle. It's all that matters. It's all that matters. Our cat now has a gem floating above its head. I'll keep. This creates colorless mana. It's probably still what I want, but we're gonna pass on it because I'm gonna play the breeding pool into the Paradise Druid this turn if he doesn't Thought Erasure me and take it away. No. I guess we go for the Temple of Malady. Temple of Malady. My lady. It's Temple of my lady. I mean, I'm actually going to be able to cast that here very soon. If I don't swing, I'm guaranteed to cast my spell next turn. Yeah. Well, I mean, unless he counters it. Like, he's going to want to do something here, right? There you go. Perfect. So now we Circuitous Route into casualties the next turn. Alright, so we just don't want a Dimir Guild Gate. I'm going to do this right this time, chat. I promise. Quick, get your fedoras. You gotta have a fedora to go to the Temple of my lady. There you go. Very well, Tiffery. Very well. So what do we get rid of here? Teferi? Like just play Vraska? Make him deal with that? Nah. I think this is better. Alright, so I'm gonna kill a Black Source. And I should have killed Teferi, but I just don't like him. Hey! He back. Narset doesn't get lands though, so I mean he's gotta have lands. Teferi drew a land. Oh, alright. That's what he's hoping for. What do you get? Oh, okay. Scorn? Tyrant Scorn? That's interesting. I mean, he's going to have to to play something to deal with what we've currently got going on. And as soon as we hit one more land, we're in Scapeshift territory. Can't do both. So I'm going to Circuitous Route Oh, he's going to Tyrant Scorn here. Alright, that's fine. Like, I wanted to force his hand anyway. Alright, so we're going to go Circuitous Route into another Paradise Druid and then sack something. So... Well, we can't draw a card if we sack something, so no point. I'll just plus. We'll decline, and... So there's no point in sacking a permanent there. I am going to have to... like, we are going to have to try to get this Scapeshift going here, though. If you could float entire lands, it would... what? Alright, well, now's a good time for us to attempt our Scapeshift, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll kill Teferi. We'll see what kind of response we get out of Hydroid Crassus for 4. Well, there was a little bit of a hiccup there. So I'm just going to try to fight the hero. So he's going to Tyrant Scorn it. Alright. Oh, and now he takes my Scapeshift. I was trying to play around Dovin's Veto, but I guess I was just playing around a Tyrant Scorn instead. And now I may not be able to get through. Yeah. So I need to have this fight the token so I can swing it to Fairy for... I should have cast Scapeshift. That's not horrible. At least it's a zombie. So he bounced it, so I couldn't fight his hero. I mean, now I'm just trading Druid for a token. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. I mean, he does need to be able to answer the Field of the Dead, or even a land will make a creature for me. Although, Ultimate on old Teferi over here will get the job done. So so he has to answer Hydra now. I assume he's got an answer for Hydra. There's Bolus's Citadel. He may not. He literally may not be able to answer Hydra. Wow. So Hydra at Teferi, Zombie at Little Teferi. We might get their chat. I mean, we've still got game 3 if he beats us, but... Well, he doesn't get to Ultimate Teferi now. So, yeah. That seems good. Another hero. A new Teferi. Alright. What do you bounce Hydra? He bounced the Hydra. So we say goodbye to Hydra and try to cast this? Let's see if we can get him to cast a spell first. Alright, so... Let's go Zombo here. And another zombie after Teferi. Alright. Sweet. Hope the Scapeshift resolves. Yeah, tucked. My bad. Not bounced. Tucked. And it's gone forever because I'm about to go through my library if this resolves. At no point in floating land, we're not drawing cards. Delvin's Veto. Okay. Or floating land, floating mana. Is that what you were joking about earlier? If you could float land, you wouldn't be working at Taco Bell? This island now floats. Yeah, you'd be standing out somewhere keeping some rich person's island up in the air. That's what you would be doing. No turbulence today down there, Madness. Stay focused. Oh, come on. Well, we're closer to drawing our Hydra again. He's there. Well, why not? Guess we'll just pay 0 mana, make a 2/2. Probably swing for 2 as well. You got like a Tails in, you're going to counter this. I think I still want to kill the hero of Dominaria. Listen to me, am I a villain? I want to kill the hero of Dominaria. Those damn pesky heroes. Yes. Alright. And I want to kill this hero of Precinct 1. I want to kill both of the heroes in Precinct 1. Both of them. If there's 2 more over in Precinct 1, we want to kill those 2. I'd rather not see the other 2, but if we do see them, I do want to kill them. I mean, I guess if he's got to command the Dread Horde, he would want that in the grave or something, but... Oh! Into my draw step, he's going to take my Hydra. Ah, got him. Yeah, you got me. Would Evolving Wilds, a single Evolving Wilds, be good in this deck? That Thought Erasure at instant speed. Teferi is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Yes. Yes. He's very mean. Alright, things are starting to go bad here, folks. Oh, look.